What's up, sports bettors? Alex here. We are going through Resorts World Bet, a new sports book, unsurprisingly, in the US, and they have a $250 risk-free bet when you sign up, as well as a variety of, random promos, stuff like that. So, NBA playoffs, UFC, TKO insurance, tons of different promos and a $250 risk-free bet. So, pretty cool. And let's go through Resorts World Bet. Let's place our risk-free bet and let's go. So their platform is pretty similar to most other sports books. They have same game parlays, player props, kind of everything you can imagine. Pick your own spread, alternate spreads, right? Pick your own spread is the exact same thing as an alternate spread on FanDuel. So what we can do is we can look at the OddsJam, positive EV page of mathematically profitable bets to try to find a good risk-free bet. So we've done a bunch of videos on risk-free bets as well as free bets, and you want your risk-free bet to be at, odds that are definitely not minus money. You never want to put a risk-free bet on something that's minus 110. We've gone through the math previously. You want your risk-free bet to be plus 300, plus 400 odds, plus 500, something like that. And the reason is it's risk-free, right? If you place your risk-free bet on something that's minus 10,000, then you are reducing the value of the risk-free aspect of the promotion where you get your money back if you lose, right? And hopefully that makes sense. If you're winning a bet 90% of the time and betting on something that's, minus 900 or whatever, then only 10% of the time does the promotional value actually come into play. So you want your risk-free bets to have high payout opportunities. And what we're going to do is we are going to look for the best risk-free bet currently available on OddsJam. So we can just scroll through the positive EV page first, see if there's anything on Resorts World. Doesn't look like it. Mavs first half money line minus 145. Seems like there's some pretty good value. I'm a little shocked by how heavily favored the Mavericks are in Game 3, but is what it is. So we'll just ignore that because that's not related to this video. But if you want to find a good risk-free bet, you can also just go to the free bet converter on OddsJam. So there were no positive EV bets with plus 400, plus 500 odds. So what we can do is we can look at the free bet conversion tool on OddsJam, right? What this tool will show you is the best bets on Resorts World for free bets or risk-free bets that you can hedge on another sportsbook if you want to guarantee yourself a risk-free profit, okay? So what you can do is just kind of scroll through this free bet converter tool and pick a bet on Resorts World Bet. Again, you always want to be placing your risk-free bets on something with plus money mathematically. And we have videos on this, so I'm not going to keep repeating myself, but you want plus money, right? So, Mavs Warriors to go into overtime plus 1,200, that would be a good example of a risk-free bet. But we'll look at the highest opportunities first. We have Mavs minus 12.5 on the point spread. We have Mavs minus 10.5, Washington Nationals money line in the MLB. So I think, I'll ultimately kind of just end up going with the MLB bet of the Nationals. So I don't trust the Mavs that much. Also, I just think, I'd prefer a bet that's maybe a bit lower odds for this example. The Mavs minus 12.5 at plus 400. I mean, given the way the Warriors played in games 1 and 2, I think I'll avoid that. I mean, technically, from a mathematical perspective, this is a good bet, but I already bet on the Mavericks. Unfortunately, there have been a lot of positive EV bets on the Mavericks. I don't really want more exposure. So we'll go ahead. We'll lock in Washington Nationals plus 210. So pretty big underdogs for an MLB game for $250. And again, if this bet loses, then I get back a free bet, which I can convert into cash, usually at a rate above 70%. right? So this is the free bet conversion tool on OddsJam. We can turn, an $100 free bet, for example, into 72.73 risk-free profit if we place our $100 free bet on Resorts World on the Mavs minus 12.5, 12.5 on the point spread, and then we hedge on Caesar Sportsbook $327 on Warriors plus 12.5. That would turn your $100 free bet into 72.73 risk-free profit regardless of what happens. These are equal and opposite outcomes, right? So this is just free bet conversion. And the same math holds for a risk-free bet, right? You want your risk-free bet to be at high odds. So you can see Resorts World takes my bet. Washington Nationals money line, 250 plus 210 odds. That's what I'm rolling with. Overall, kind of interesting sportsbook, new sportsbook. Not a particularly amazing sign-up bonus, not a particularly beautiful UI, but overall, pretty good sportsbook. And another option to have, right? Another book to look at promos from, another book to line shop with. Right? So overall, a good book to add to your toolkit. And again, thanks so much. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have questions about Resorts World Bet, we'll include links in the description where you can email us. There are people on the OddsJam team in New York who you can reach out to about how to use Resorts World Bet, how to use the sign-up bonus, anything like that. And again, thank you so much.